Hello. Happy Thursday, you guys. Hope everyone is doing well. Here we go. I need extra lighting. Welcome to Thursday Night Design Live, officially on Thursday this week, which is great news. Excited to do this segment because it's definitely feeling like spring, at least where I am here. So let me know in the chat as you guys come on, where are you guys from? And is it starting to feel like spring over there? Or is it still feeling like winter? I'm going to wait a couple minutes for folks to hop on. I think there's definitely like a big live video going on right now at the same time. So questionable how many people will show in real time. But if you're joining us after the fact, also welcome. And we're happy to have you here. So if you haven't seen last week's video yet, that's a great one to binge watch because I went over all the kitchen and bath design trends for 2024. So if you are embarking on, hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm so excited to see you. So if you are embarking on a renovation, it's definitely food for thought. As I always say with trends, it's kind of like fashion where it's good to know what's in, take what you love, leave the rest, take a little bit, a little goes a long way. And that will in turn last the test of time for you because you are going to live in your home for quite a while. So trends do come and go, as you know, but if you love it, it's timeless. So wait a couple more minutes for a few more folks to hop on. This particular person who won this week's submission is on the East Coast, so it's a little later out there, about 10 p.m. So I don't know if they're actually awake or not. I did text them. They haven't heard a response. So we shall see. But in any case, so like I said in the chat, let me know where you are hopping on from. Happy to have you here. And today's topic is a modern sunroom. So this week's feature is actually, it's for a family out in Connecticut, small family of four, young family of four. And they had some challenges with this room, as you will be able to see. Some of the uses that they want for this particular space are to enjoy morning coffee, to just simply relax. They have young kids, so the kids are playing, so they're going to need a lot of storage, of course. And they want to have it be like a welcoming, inviting place to host guests and parties, like kids' birthdays. And in the summertime, it's great to get together out there. And they also, on that note, want to be able to store paper goods. So like all the party essentials, like your paper plates, paper cups, probably balloons, things like that, grill tools, because the grill is right off of the room. So it's all relatable stuff. So let me go ahead and share my screen. If you were here that week when I forgot to share my screen, let me know in the chat. That was terrible. But as I go, I learn, thank goodness. So, all right. Let's hop back and see if you can see my screen. This looks good on my end. Okay. Make this bigger for you, huh? Here we go. So is in New England. So compared to Southern California is definitely a larger space, unless you're super wealthy, which congratulations on that. That's also awesome. But I love a nice big space. This is actually where I came from, New England. So the homes are a bit bigger. I always say, if you're spending more time inside, then it's good to have a little bit more space to do that. So I officially just put my microphone on. Sorry, I've been this long without it. Hopefully you could still hear. And yes. Okay, so let's see, there we go. So this is basically as you come into the room. So you can enter from the deck over here, from outside, and then you can enter from the house over here, which I'm trying to think if this is the kitchen or not. Forgive me, I don't know. Somebody will let me know in the chat or the comments. Okay, so you can see starting off, like we have obviously like the bins. This might be tax documents, I really don't know. Definitely like nice and neat though. You can see everything's organized. There's a water dispenser here, plant stand. You can see a peek of the furniture that they have. Love the color, super fun. And then a little toy bin there, toy box. And then this rug is very cool too. So, all right, moving through. So yes, this is the same door as you can see. So this is walking into the house itself. This is what we would also call a 3-season porch in New England, where I come from. So you can go interchangeable. So the idea behind that is there isn't necessarily heat in there. So it is basically, you can use it most of the year, but when it's super cold in winter, probably want to avoid it. Unless you have a lot of blankets, which you could also do. So you can see on this side, there's a few windows there, like a whole wall of windows. This is very common for a sunroom, certainly, and a little bit more visual of their furniture, which is apparently a sectional. She was able to provide a link to that, which is super helpful for me to understand sizing there. So if you are submitting, you want to send me all the details, it definitely helps. Okay, moving through. So this is the back wall. So this wall runs parallel to that wall where you come in from the house, from that door. Remember that? So you can see the other part of, no, forgive me, I misspoke. So this is actually perpendicular to the door wall here. This one's perpendicular and then this is parallel. So you can see their yard outside. They have some hanging planters here, which is nice. A little poof. So you have the basics here, right? So yes, so you can see this is rounding out the rest of the room. This again is going out to the deck and then get more of this wall here. So a couple things that I'm noting, and I never want to suggest like going all out with changing up a lot of things, but one thing that I think would make a huge impact on this room, to be quite honest, is painting all of these walls out to be a similar color to this, the same color, I would say, like with a slightly different finish. So it would be more matte for walls. And then you're going to go with a slightly shinier sheen on the trim. Why would I do that? Honestly, this trim is a little bit awkward. I understand what they were trying to do, but it kind of sticks out quite a bit when you have an alternative paint color. It kind of makes it pop more, if you can see. So it draws attention to it. Okay, so that's what I would do. I would paint all of this out the same color, and then this kind of more so goes away. It's a little trick there. So we're going to be using the same exact furniture for this particular layout, just so you can get an idea of it. So again, it's the wicker look furniture piece with the cushions that are probably outdoor cushions. So that's something interesting to consider when you're doing a 3-season porch, is you can technically use somewhat like outdoor furniture. So kind of transition. Oh, you're here. Okay. Hi. I'm in my own world. So the hallway. Okay. So as you walk out of this room into the house, she's saying you enter the hallway next to the kitchen. I thought it was near the kitchen. Okay. My mic is going out. Can you guys hear me? Sorry. Thank you for letting me know. Can you let me know if you can hear me now? Okay, thank you. All right, sorry about that, you guys. I'm still getting used to using this because I just like to be all over the place. It's my nature, so I need to be like a little more structured and stay put. So I'll try to control myself. So, all right, let's talk about a little bit of general sunroom design and decor, as well as let's be specific about this particular situation. As you know, if you do submit your room, I will lean into your own personal room, which is kind of nice. You get that personalized detail there and feedback. And again, this doesn't cost anything, so I'll go over how you can enter at the end of this video, so stay tuned. But in general, your sunroom or 3-season porch is going to be an excellent space for living and entertaining with a smart layout, purpose-driven furnishings, and aesthetic accessories. Your sunroom can be one of your most used spaces, which is nice. It's really the perfect transition from inside to outside your home. So you want to think about that as you put together furnishings. Give me a second. I'm going to have a little drink break. You guys can too, if you have them. We always bring a beverage every week, so hopefully you brought yours. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is a great room to transition the style of inside your home to the exterior of your home. Okay. Hi. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. Let me know in the chat. Where are you guys coming from? Okay. All right. So when you're putting together a furnishings plan for your 3-season porch, you're going to plan out for strategic storage. So what is happening in this room? I do this for every room that I design, honestly, because we're always doing some type of functions, which means we have stuff, right? We need to put the stuff away. The best thing that you can do when you have a room is have a place to put things really fast, like just have a plan, because if someone drops by or whatever, like it's the weekend and you have a certain day of the week where you tidy up and clean, like just make it easy for yourself and have a designated area for everything that you have. And always leave extra room as you plan this out, because we inevitably collect more and more stuff over time. Another aspect of your plan is going to think about softening the outdoors. So we're bringing the outdoors in a bit, but we're also bringing in the textiles and the cushions and making it cozy and things like that. So it transitions you nicely into your house. We want to make it inviting and welcoming, as we talked about in the last bubble. This is a great place to have your whole family hang out or have guests over and just hang out and have a good time. We want to focus on functional furniture. So as in every room, think about what is happening in your space and do we have a place for people to do it, right? Super important. Activity zones. So I don't have any video footage of this particular project, but during COVID, we did a multi-room project down in San Diego, La Mesa, I believe, specifically. And they had a 3-season porch there, which out here in California basically means you can use it all year. And we actually had the seating area with the television. We had a bar area. And then I also added in a bar height dining area because it was a young couple. They had a beautiful pool area outside. So suddenly during COVID, they were able to enjoy a meal or like have a little date night moment, if you will, while they were quarantined right inside their home. So think about that. If you want to have some dining in there, you can definitely add a zone in and just focus on having that basically like where there isn't a door or a walkway or, basically it's kind of like dead space in a way, kind of like when we did the week that we looked at the cafe inspired living room, where there was definitely just like a dead wall there where you could just throw a sofa and it's fine. Nobody needs to walk back there. If you haven't seen that video, by the way, click back. It is in this whole, like there's a whole segment of all of these weekly live videos just so you can access that. Anyway, where am I at? So extra seating. So again, when you are entertaining, you want to make sure that you have enough seating. That was definitely one of their challenges. You're going to see plenty of windows, as I said, in this type of a room. And you can add in playful pieces, you guys. This is a great opportunity to incorporate a hanging chair or statement furniture finds, something that kind of just makes you go, huh, and maybe starts a conversation. So that's my advice there. So for this particular sunroom, we are going with a color palette, specifically leaning into what they already have so we can utilize what's there and not have to buy all new stuff. That's what I usually do with my clients. I say, what do you love and what do you want to keep? And we'll build off of that. So we're seeing whites, teal, black, gray. I always add green because you're gonna add plants, no doubt. And then I thought it could be a good opportunity to add a little coral as well. So in past weeks, we have talked about how orange is opposite of blue on the color wheel, therefore they are complementary colors. So in this case with teal, really coral is the best option there in that family, just as an FYI. So we're talking about materials. We're looking at incorporating wood. I love to bring the outdoors in, no matter what room it is, but especially in a sunroom because you're almost outside. We're looking at painted metal because it is a modern style in this case. Definitely woven textures. So you're looking at rattan and what's the other one? I was going to write them down. Forgive me. I just woke up from a nap, by the way, because I had the weirdest dream last night. I'm trying to think. So rattan and somebody drop it in the chat. You know what I'm talking about, right? You're here from California. Hello. All right. You know what I'm talking about. I'll drop it in the description later. But in any case, adding cushions, accent lighting, in case you want to use this room at night, which you just might once it's all finished because it's going to look so good. And then when it comes to accessories, we're looking at books, of course, pillows, blankets, storage we already talked about, and bringing the outside in. So with that in mind, let's talk about the challenges of this particular client and room. Okay, I'm going to try to read this while I'm talking into this mic. I feel very stifled. So I'm just like, in a controlled environment. Hold on. So they have this modular couch, right? So how do we arrange it? There's a lot of different ways you can arrange something like this. So let's think about your typical, like, let's say Costco outdoor sectional, right? There's all different pieces that you can put it all together in the regular way that looks like a U, or there's other ways that you can set it up, which is kind of nice. So that's the great thing about modular furniture. And if you get bored of it, you can always switch it around. They need a place to store their grill tools. I think we already talked about that. And they want it to be cleanable. So we'll address that in a second. What do we do with the wall near the house door? So remember that wall where you're coming in from the hallway near the kitchen. There's a full blank wall. What do we do? And ideas on how to get more use out of the room, which we will address. And there's dirt tracked in from outside. Who can relate to that? I can. We are constantly either at the pool, at the beach, randomly outside. It does rain here, by the way, so it gets a little messy. So I have a solution for that too. So let's go. Let me go back to this. Okay, this is the inspiration that I pulled. Of course, I have something in my eye. Forgive me, you guys. I'm just trying to hold it together here. So you can see, this is like very stylish, not necessarily modern style at all. We see a little modern here because you have the clean lines and it's more simple, not ornate, you can see. But I just think it's kind of fun to also pull in modern pieces with other types of pieces or styles, rounded pieces, etc. So it just kind of gives you an idea of, you know, furniture setup and different ways you can go, different directions. So you can see how, you know, similar spaces with just really large windows can be, you know, pull in nice curtain panels here to soften the look, and different materials. You got the leather. This looks like metal here. And, you know, wooden tables. You can bring in a basket for storage, which is great. And the views. It's always the thing that you want to think about too, a lot of the time, is what is the view outside and do we want to focus on that? So food for thought there. Love the use of plants, of course. We always do that no matter what. And here we go. Does anyone? Okay, it looks so bright and fresh. I know. Don't you just want to live in some of these rooms? They're great. This is really well done. Okay, and all of this is inspiration. None of this is my work, just to heads up on that. But, okay, here's the layout, you guys. So we brought in a 10 by 14 rug. So it is a really large room. You can see I pulled in all of the windows. There's 8 in total, and we have the sliding door here. And here is the door that goes into the house. We got that. So this is actually real time, like the size, like specifically of their modular sectional, and I broke it apart. So pretty great stuff here. There's a lot of pieces to it. So all I did was I put it together and then I pulled it apart, like I said, and suddenly you have all these different segments here. It gave me an opportunity to also pull in a bench here. And if you'll notice, I added a console table here, which is kind of nice. So if you're conversing, like you maybe want to put a drink up there, or you could put stacked books back here if this is where you read during the day, or I don't know, I'm a mom. I feel like I would just throw my laptop up there if I need to take care of my child. Like, you never know, right? A cup of coffee, things like that. So I tested out a couple of different coffee table options here. I started with oval. I liked the idea of having something rounded, and it was promoting, walkability and thinking of little kids. I am a mom, so I get it, but it just didn't quite work. So I did pull in this rectangular piece. So this is a 60-inch, I believe. So when you're selecting a coffee table, an easy way to think about it is I want my coffee table to be 2/3 of the length of my sofa. So that's what I did here. So this is basically 90 to 60. So you could do one of two things. You could find a 60-inch table, definitely, or you could go with two 30 by 30s. So sometimes that's a cost-effective way to pull off the same look. Another thing that I would do with this coffee table is I would select one that has another ledge underneath, so like a shelf, so you could add baskets in there. Lidded baskets honestly are best because it covers everything and it conceals everything. Is everyone still here? Okay. Hello. All right. So you can see even this is just like very livable. You see the woven tray, little vase, little mug, your plant, things like that. So here I pulled in a floor lamp and one of those little garden stools I thought was really cute. And then on the other side, to switch it up and make it more interesting, I brought in, my goodness, excuse me, I'm trying not to sneeze. I brought in a square accent table here. So again, like a lot of storage, a lot of surface space. This can be used by both of these guys. This little stool can be used over here. So again, bring in, let's soften it a little bit more and make it feel less outdoorsy with more pillows and throw blankets. Here I would do a corner plant shelf. I really like the tiered look of that. And then this would be a tree. I understand that this is a fern, but I just really like the way it looked and I had to keep it there. So I apologize. That's it for that. And then, so over here, we talked about storage quite a bit. So where are we putting everything? So coming in off of the deck through the sliding door, I wanted to put a credenza here because I love having cabinet storage. I talk about clothes storage every week here, so you already know how much I love it. And up top, I would do two shelves, so one on top of the other, and then over here a piece of art to switch it up a little bit. And then you can style it out with accessories. I would make this all intentionally styled shelving. Everything that's unintentional can go inside and behind the doors. That's my rule. And then inside, I would also, again, have the lidded storage bins. You can get them at IKEA, you can get them on Amazon, you can get them at Container Store, things like that. But again, I love having a plan. Even if it's behind doors, it needs to know where it needs to go. And everyone's on the same page and, there's no question. Even kids can be trained with this, trust me. Okay, so that's that. I would even pull in the existing tiered plant stand that they have, if you noticed. Was it over here? Hold on. You could even put this right next to that credenza. I think that would be absolutely fine. This actually is reminding me one thing that I would say, oh, you know what? You could pull this in as your little round accent table also because you already have that. So I love that there. One thing I'll say about the hanging planters, I love the idea. And I would make sure they were all the same. So maybe pick the one that you love and repeat it. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so there's that. We did that section there. You could add a mirror here. You could do stacked art here just to mix it up a little bit compared to this art. So making it a little bit different. And then over here, we did have the toy box. You could keep that the same, or you could get a slightly larger one and then do the up and down shelves here again. So what this does is it is now coordinating on either side, but it's not the exact same. And keep in mind, guys, this color palette obviously is not what's in reality. They have the teal and black color scheme. So you may want to bring in a black credenza here, and you may want to do a black toy box here. I don't know. You have some options. I love the idea of pulling in mid-tone, like a medium tone wood. I think that you already have something like that, but I would almost go, let's pull it up. You could go slightly more orange with this if you found a wood like that. And I do know that you're ready, so he might want to also, not that you need more projects, but he might want to build his own shelf, a coffee table too, to all coordinate. But it's just as fun to go shop for it and definitely faster. So Okay. I'm trying to think. So in this case, we did talk about the paint color. In this case, because of how that trim is there, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Because of how that trim is, there's really no opportunity for curtain panels. Can't really do that. I mean, you could do like Roman shades, maybe something woven if you wanted, or just keep it open because it looks like it's a nice private backyard. So hopefully no one's lurking back there and you're totally fine to keep it as is. So again, bringing the softness with the rug on the bottom and then the pillows and the throw blankets. I'm trying to think if that's everything. I feel like it is. It's really that simple, you guys. And look at how tailored and finished this looks. We used their exact same sectional that they already had. I mean, it's really that good. So, you know, it comes down to collecting a few more accessories, a couple more furniture pieces here and there, and you're good to go. So, what do you guys think? Very cool. I know, I'm like in love with this room. I love how it looks. Looks like the bench could even swing behind the couch on the left. Never thought to add a bench. I love the idea of a bench or the smaller poofs or stools like we've done in past weeks because it's just great for kids and they can just totally sprawl out, lay down. Like, it's just fun to have options, I feel. And then if you have guests even, like, it's just a fun place to sit even for adults. So, I don't know. I like it. So, no more questions? Oh, by the way, you guys, if you are not yet subscribed, please subscribe. We are on the road to 1K, and I will be doing a giveaway, 1K giveaway. I know we're a little ways away from that, but we're gaining traction fast. So look out, we're headed there, and you want to be subscribed when we do the giveaway because that's the only way you can win. And like the stream while you're here. I forgot to say that because it does push it out to the rest of the world. Thought about having the back of the couch facing outdoors. I thought about that. That's a great question. So you could totally take this, uproot it, and pivot it around 180. You could totally do that. It would still work. It just depends. Like for me and my own anxiety, I feel like I always like to see a door. Like I love to be able to see the door, but you don't have to. Like you could totally switch this out. So it's up to you. It's your house, right? That's the fun of it. And then if you got tired of it one way, you can switch around another day, right? And that's all. So yeah, I think the only thing is like, okay, so let me answer that. Here's why I did this. It is open this way, and you know what it is? Because this is the slider. I don't know that it's going to be the best option to come in to this room from the slider and hit the couch right here. It's very abruptly in the way, I feel. So, you know, this is low profile being bench and it's smaller. And so I feel like the flow of the room was definitely taken into account here. So that is something to think about. And yeah, great questions, you guys. How many of you have a 3-season porch where you are? Why can't I say that? That was like the one phrase that I need to be able to say this week and I can't even get it out. Raise your hand if you have one. I don't. I think it would be nice to have though. They're definitely beautiful. And we had them growing up, like not in our house, but like our relatives had them, even in like a 1-bedroom house out there. So it's very common in New England. So if there's no other questions, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say. If you're here for the first time, so happy to have you guys. Like I said, subscribe. There's a whole slew of videos. We've been on here now. This is the 6th week in a row. I'm super proud of myself for being consistent because this is somewhat challenging for me sometimes. So you can go back and binge watch all of those videos. We always have fun here. We always learn something, and everyone has a home, hopefully, that's on here. And, you know, you can take some of this info and apply it to where you live, and hopefully it helps. Also, I did promise that I would let you guys know how to submit your own room. Again, it doesn't cost anything. It's just a little bit of legwork. What I need from you is a photo from each corner of your room, all of your wall measurements, and that includes the spacing between windows and doors so that I know exactly what size everything is. Perhaps the ceiling height is also helpful. If you have existing furniture that you want to incorporate, please send me a link or at least the measurements of it, and we can go from there. I have submissions every week, so if you don't make it one week, we'll play into the next, and all of that can be sent to hello@west11lane.com. So I'm super happy. Some of you are new here this week, so thank you for joining us. Hopefully you'll be back again. And I think that's it for now, you guys. So yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday.